dropped off all our stuff at our Airbnb here in Salvador. Started walking around the neighborhood. Didn't have to go far to run into all of it. Sunday afternoon.
Oh, I know! And everybody looks like me.
The buildings here in this circle, or this square.
I mean, wow.
So well preserved.
Wow.
Trees growing out.
Nature will find a way.
Go find your bar. Do you need a drink?
Mine. I like it. I don't hate it. And we think there's a gentleman over here dancing the primo, so.
Laundry day, so we got a cab downtown, get our laundry done, and find this little market. Got about everything here.
They do. They do. They've got a meat market, fish market, dairy.
Lots of fruit, lettuce.
It's a good combination of local stuff. Everything's just opening, so we haven't seen the full market, but it's a Monday morning and everybody's waking up.
Yeah, it was a little rough last night, I think. We partied pretty late last night.
It was fun though. There was, it's cool to just kind of walk down the streets and then all of a sudden, unexpectedly, you see a band play. Hi, you're 12 years old. But to just walk down the street and unexpectedly see stages and bands and to watch people dance and sing, it's really cool. I think there was a pretty strong...
Sorry, I'm just looking at the... We're still listening?
There was, people always talk about safety and being worried about being in places like this, but at least last night there were police, a very organized police presence. All of the cops had different letters, so they stayed together, ABCD. That was really cool.
Yeah, groups of 4, like every, what, 40 feet, 50 feet.
Yeah, so I felt safe.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's a big market up ahead of us.
Let's check it out.
In downtown.
All right, we're here. This is what I appreciate about freaking Latin America. Yes, they appreciate the big girls here. So, plus size.
Come on.
I love this.
No shopping.
Plus size. All right, look at this beautiful view of Salvador, one of the first planned cities in the world. It was founded in 1549 as a seaport trade place. I think it was invaded by Portugal, so there's a lot of forts and different ways for the area to protect itself. Unfortunately, because of the ports, it also became one of the primary locations of the transatlantic slave trade. And so there was a huge population of slaves that were brought here. And because of that, you will see a very rich and strong Afro-Brazilian culture here in Salvador. And you'll see that now that the area has grown and boomed, that you'll see a lot of that African influence in the food, in the music, in the clothes, in the color, all of that stuff. But this is also a great place to not only dive into some of that culture and the history and the architecture. A lot of the architecture you'll see is really based or copied or looks a lot like Renaissance. So if you love that kind of architecture, you'll see a lot of that on the churches. There's so many churches that are here. But they're beautiful and they're vast and big. And we're in the historic center, and so there's so much to see here. If you look behind me, you'll see the very first church that was here. The very first church was founded. If you scroll across, you'll see the Navy that's here, and then you'll see way out in the water one of the 3 forts that were used to kind of preserve and protect this area. A little further, you'll see the Mercado Modelo, and then you will see the elevator, the very famous elevator that we took today. We've got more about that later. So stay with us as we explore the rest of Salvador.
All right, so we just took the Elevador Lacerda, which serves an amazing purpose. This is a port city, and before it, everybody would have to take all the goods straight up this mountain. So we understand it had to be, but don't take the elevator just for the sake of taking the elevator. There's not even a window, so you just go on an elevator to get to the other side.
You don't see anything. There's no, because it's so tall and you think it gives you a view of the ocean and the city. Nope, it's just an elevator.
Yeah, it's completely enclosed in concrete. But yet, there's this many people waiting in line to take it. But we're gonna go down to a trolley and skip this line.
Yeah.
I think the trolley's gonna be way better. All right, the alternate route.
We're second and third.
Which looks way cooler. All right, not a whole lot more view.
Cute though,
But
a little mural.
yeah. What was the cost? Like,
15 cents a person, so
like
3 cents a person, 10
like
cents.
3 cents US. Nice. So here in the historical district, there is, what, 210 different sites to see, and maps all over that'll bring you where you want to go. And then what I really like in this area is almost anytime you see something you like, there's going to be a sign in Portuguese and in English to say what you're looking at. So you can just walk around, find a building you're interested in, and there's going to be a sign right close to it. All over town here in Salvador, you're going to find these ribbons. What they represent as the indigenous religion. And if you tie 3 knots in it, you're granted 3 wishes. So they're literally tied to everything around the city. We are on our way to have lunch at Restaurant Donna Susana.
Yes. Thank you.
Recommendations of
Bros. We're following them on YouTube. You should too.
Let you know how they did on this recommendation. Yeah, what a cool little neighborhood.
Yeah.
I guess it's probably considered a favela. Feels pretty safe. Lots of really cool art. Yeah, just little walkways, no roads in here. I just got invited to get a picture up here, so check it out. Wow. It's an amazing view.
But if you scroll over this way, you can see there's a stage set up.
Yeah.
That's going to be, I'm sure, a carnival stage, and what an amazing view to have a little show.
Yeah. Even the favelas get amazing shows and views here. Just art the whole way down.
Oh, Diego.
Oh, it smells amazing.
Delivery truck. Hey, I see it. We're going the right way. Dona Susana. We are deep in here. All right. Well, sit down here on the end. Huh? Wow. So nice.
Woo! So we just had lunch at Doña Susana's. Thank you again to the Arbros for the recommendation. So as you can see behind us, it is an amazing view. It's right on the water. We got to overlook the sea. There's another restaurant or bar next door where there's tables and stuff set up on the beach, and people were riding up on boat taxis to get to the beach, and that's the music that you hear behind us. But the food was amazing. Again, don't come if you're in a rush and you got somewhere else to go, because it took us about an hour to get our food, but completely worth it. Yeah, but I still can't get over how colorful and pretty the buildings are. It definitely rivals Cartagena. So for folks that have gone to Cartagena or have you heard of Cartagena, this is also a second option for some beautiful buildings with photos.
Yeah, the streets are all really nice. Even the ones that seem like you're wandering off of the beaten path, you still feel safe and nice.
Yeah.
But really, I think we are right now off the beaten path. I don't know where we are. We're just looking up and seeing churches and oh, looks old.
Does. We gotta work to go to church too. Up
Yeah.
stairs.
There was a lot of sinners in this town. So they started the construction of this church in 1708, modeled after churches in Lisbon, and it has more gold plating than any other church in the country. Alright, we went into the more residential area, I guess, of town.
Yes, the cruise ship in town meant there were lines on all of the stuff that we wanted to see. So now we're just gonna have an unplanned exploratory time. And so we are in town where we got our laundry done and ran across this beautiful friggin' library. I don't remember libraries looking this beautiful when I was a kid.
No.
I may have spent more time in them.
I wouldn't have. I love these seedy areas in town. Little peppers, spices. Pick her up if you want. Right down Here there's an alleyway just full of shops that end up in a down at a train station, trolley station, I guess. But just literally everything you need and want. I love finding these areas though. Most people stay away from them, but we feel pretty safe in them. This is where we do most of our shopping when we're living in these areas.
We made it to the historic city center of Salvador, and so this is the area called the Largo de Pelourinho, which will probably have to add in there because I'm not sure I got that right. But the pillory is where the slaves came to be punished, which isn't a great part of history. But because of the transatlantic slave trade, there was a huge slave population here. The Portuguese brought a ton of slaves to this area, which is why there's so many black and cultural things. Capoeira was founded here because that was the way that the black slaves learned to defend themselves. So there's a ton of history here, not all great, but you have to see it because you have to know where people have risen from. So it's an interesting part of history to be in. As always, we're good.
I was just saying, you want to turn and we can see what's around us. Actually, despite its history, it's very nice here now.
It's beautiful. Yeah, again, still loving the mix of history. If you look back at the buildings, they're super colorful, and this place is surrounded by churches and all kinds of cool, colorful things. Apparently Michael Jackson filmed one of his videos here, and this is the balcony that he did it from. So there's a commemoration to him there, which props up out of nowhere, which is super weird and funny, but you never know what you're going to see when you go.
Alright, we made it down to the bottom part of town where the marina is. Man, the water looks nice here. Mercado Modelo over here. Let's see if we can get a beer. I guess one's worth more than the other. One rock's worth 2 caps. I don't get it. Your hand at
É a minha também.
Ele tá batido na propaganda.
Alright, we found the oldest church in town.
Yes, this is apparently the first church, or if it's Latin America or if it's Brazil. This is the first. And it looks old.
It does look old. And big.
Check it out.
See what's going on in there. I don't know what the season tickets for that is right there. Okay, so there's bikes all over town you can get either with an app that they have or just using your regular Uber app, and nice pathways, which I'm not on at the moment, but at least nice bike lanes everywhere, so it's an easy way to get around, cruise up and down the beach. Well, I think for about 6 years now I've promised you one of your favorite things, which is
a lighthouse, and it's striped. Even
finally
better.
delivered.
Even better. I can't wait.
And I think it's open. It says till 6. Some cannons. Oh, this would be my spot.
the lighthouse, which is really, really cool, but I wanted to make a note, a little PSA, because on my Wise and Wine podcast, I did interview a subject who is traveling while differently able, and one of the things he makes note of is how accessible things are when he travels, because he travels with a wheelchair, and there's a lot of places here that are not accessible. So the lighthouse, definitely not accessible.
While editing this video, I realized that we were having such a good time, we ended up just partying and putting the camera up and not really wrapping up Salvador. So we're actually coming to you from Lima, Peru.
From inside a fountain. I've never sat inside a fountain before, but hey, there was no water going, so we're gonna give it a try.
What did you think of Salvador?
I love Salvador. I think for me, any place we can go where people look like me, where there's music, where there's drums, where there's good food, good cocktails, a good plaza where kind of you could camp out and everything kind of happens around you, is a plus for me. I think going to see the different parts was really nice. I think walking around, we got a sense of what the community was like. Yeah, I loved it. The capoeira we got to do, dancing, the different ladies dressed up in the traditional garb. So I felt like I got a truly cultural experience being there.
Yeah.
How about you?
We had all those things in spades. Everywhere we turned, there was music, there was food, there was dancing, bright colors, the bracelets everywhere. So many amazing old buildings. I loved it. It was one of my favorite places in Brazil, actually.
Definitely recommend. Highly felt safe the entire time. There was nothing that I was leery about. And even at night, we were walking down the streets and we would stop at an outdoor bar, and you know the staff would immediately come and set up a table for us. And you know we met somebody that we ran into in Ecuador there. Yeah. So yeah, it was a great experience. Highly recommend. Felt totally safe. And that's it.
Yeah, definitely go if you're in Brazil. Put it on your list.